Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Sonny T. Right back at you with another podcast for marketers exclusive. Now, I want you to go to Cheeseburger Nation for my podcast, Stealthy Millionaire on Instagram, YouTube. It's podcast for marketers, and Billionaire Vids on Snapchat, Billionaire Vid without the S on Twitter, podcastformarketers.com for your free MP3 player. You got to pay for your fucking shipping. Right? And I have a kick-ass SMMA course over there that's kicking Ty Lopez's right in the old britches. You can see all of those links down below in the description and the first comment as well. Go to funnelhackerpro.com for my Facebook group. It's kick-ass, man. Dudes are over there making big progress. Smash that thumbs up, man. I want you to break your fucking mouth, man. If you like this video, man, make sure you comment below. Let me know, man. I want to know what you guys think on these videos, man. I really enjoy the comments. I like talking to each and every one of you, and we have a really cool community going over there. So fucking subscribe to this channel if you like the content. I do videos every day, non-stop. I'll never stop. Boom. All right, guys. So today we're on tip number 23. Wow, look at that fucking rating there, Sonny. All right, so excuse me while I move shit around. Let's do this shit again because I just can't stand it. I mean, my writing is atrocious, but geez, it's not that bad. All right, so let's go ahead again. So 23. Oh, yeah. All right, so never mind. We're number 23, and today we're going to talk about content creation. Now, I know I told you about blogs and how to write blogs, but I wanted to talk about, first of all, how do you write bait? Okay? And this is a real simple process. This is probably going to be one of the shortest videos that I'm going to have for you today. But what I want you to imagine is that, well, fuck, you know what? I always do this. It's like write a big ass fucked up circle, and I can just do this. Okay, so that's cool. So let's just do that, and then boop. So what I want you to imagine is that you have a pie here, okay? And now here, let's just fuck the circle all up. So, but let's do this. All right. And so you have a pie here, and here is, this is your content, okay? And so let's just say that this is, how to ride a bike. Okay, so what you, that says how to ride a bike. Trust me on that. Jesus Christ. All right, so yeah, I'm just all fucked up today, guys. So we're going to talk about that's how to ride a bike, right? And so what we want to do, if we're going to talk about how to ride a bike, we want to talk about the sexiest parts of that. So you don't want to tell somebody, okay, so you have to wear a helmet and you have to look both ways before you don't want to do that. You know, you want to start at like, when you start pedaling, you know, just basically start there. So how to pedal, right? So now we know that, there's much more to how to ride a bike. Like I said, there's safety gear involved. There's, training wheels that you might have had. Or even teaching somebody how to ride a bike, right? So there's balance skills. And then there's, you know, what do you call it? Hand signals for safety in traffic. There's safety in general, right? So there's a whole bunch of shit in there, right? So if you wanted to, you could even, now see, that was even more sexier right there. So how about hand signals? I like that, okay? So traffic hand signals, for riding a bike, right? Now, I don't know if you guys remember that, but you know, you put your arm straight out to the right, and that's turning right. If you put it up like an angle, like a 90-degree angle, that's turning the other way. It's like making a left, right? So, and then there's stop or whatever. So there's different hand signals, okay? So, and then there's safety equipment, okay? So now these are what we call splinters, okay? And so what you want to do is take a piece of the pie here, all right? And that's your bait. And, you know, I use a shitty, I use a shitty example here. I don't know. I just couldn't be more creative than that today. But this is what you want to use for bait. This is what you call your content creation. Now, if your entire business is around how to ride a bike, well, then you need to have other shit around your business, because people always wonder, well, how much more can I talk about riding on a bicycle, right? And I just did a post in the group saying, don't be stingy with your content. So this is your major content, and you have a class on, let's just say, how to teach your kid on how to ride a bike, and you just gave away the safety equipment that you use. You made a little PDF checklist for safety equipment and hand signals, okay? And that right there will get them to download that and give you their email address, okay? So now we talked about traffic before, so now you own that traffic, and that's how you break off a piece of content, okay? So just remember that you want to get the sexiest piece, some of the sexiest portions of your content, right? And just give them a small piece of the pie, splinter that off, okay? And then there's your bait, right? This is not how I go about it, but this is definitely how other people go about it, okay? So now, for me, I don't believe in being stingy with content, right? If I'm gonna give you some shit, I'm gonna give you all of it, right? As much as I possibly can, because one thing that you have to realize, and you have to tell business owners yourself, you know, or yourself, is that, and I said this earlier in my blog post, or well, in my Facebook post, that if you're going to give away content, don't be stingy. You know, when you're stingy with your content, people really don't even know what the fuck you're about, and they know you're being stingy, and they know you're fluffing them up, right? They know it, and it's really irritating, and that's why I don't do it. Unless it's something like these sunny summer tips, where I tell you that these are short tips, they're not full-on classes or whatever, and you prepare people to say, okay, you're getting fluffed up for the summertime, right? But there's still actionable tips in here. And you don't want to do that with your content. So with your content, you ask, what do you do, right? Well, you have several ways to do this, right? Now, I just don't touch on my main content. I don't, right? And it's not about being sneaky or anything like that. It's just that I'm not going to give you something or a portion of something, and I'm not going to give you all of it, right? So here's my 80/80 course, right? Now, I do splinter off pieces of my 80/80 course, but they're pretty big pieces, right? So it would be something more like this that I'll give you a piece of. And to be honest with you, my 80/80 course is so fucking huge, and there's so much content. There's hours and hours upon hours of content in my 80/80 course. It would be impossible for me to give it to you in a tip. So again, I splinter off a pretty big piece of it, and then I make different pieces of content, right? But I know so much shit, and this is not bragging, it's just the truth. I don't have to go in to my 80/80 content. So let's just say I wanted to talk to you about marketing in general. First of all, marketing is huge. There's so much to know about marketing, right? So there's headlines and yada, yada, yada. So I'll just take headlines and I'll tell you all about it, right? Because there's so much to know. And in marketing, there's just an infinite amount of information to give people online. So don't say I'm only going to tell them a small piece about headlines. No, give them the whole enchilada about headlines. What is it about, right? And so the next piece right here, I'm just drawing circles because I don't feel like fucking with that tool, right? So the next thing here would be fucking persuasion, right? So do you understand? Like, I can talk about persuasion and give you the rules to persuasion, and I'm not going to just take one rule and say, okay, so one rule of persuasion is blah, and make a 5-minute video. I'm going to make an entire 45-minute class and give you 100% value on that. Or I'm not going to talk about persuasion at all, right? So then more on, let's just say marketing, because this is my I'm not into about social media. This is why I can give up so much information about a social media marketing agency, because I don't give a shit about it, right? So, and this is another portion of it. So I can just say, you know, how you should tweet. Okay. Now, I'm not going to give up some shit that you can find on YouTube and tell you what buttons to click. I'm actually going to take headlines and persuasion, and I'm going to add them to a tweet. And I'm going to tell you 3 or 4 different ways I use persuasion and strong headlines in my 140 characters. Okay? So now you can see how you end up making content. Don't fucking bullshit around. Don't beat around the bush, man. If you're going to give them something, give them something. Don't fluff them up, right? So the main portion of this, what this little class is about and what this tip is about, is that if you're going to give away content, you have a couple of ways to do it. If you have such a broad subject, let's just take riding a bike, for example, right? So if your main thing is to teach people how to ride bikes, don't touch that subject at all, is my point here, right? So let's take this off to show you exactly what I mean. And I wish I could just talk about a whole bunch of other shit, but I mean, like the common shit like gym shit or whatever, right? So, fuck. Okay, so I'm just a fucking retard today. All right, so here we go. So this could be, let's tackle how to ride a bike. So let's talk about a bike right now. So now your main shit is how to ride a bike, and we've already splintered off safety. Okay? Now, let's start making other content that has nothing to do with riding a bike, okay? So, and this is where most people get it wrong. Excuse me. So, how about the best bicycles to buy and refuse, right? Here's what people will do. They'll take, you know, a piece of that and say, okay, so the top 5 best electric bikes to buy, right? Well, this is bullshit. Give me a whole fucking list of the best 100 bikes to buy, right? And make it on a fucking video and make it 45 minutes long and make a whole video about each and every bike that I decide to cover. Maybe I'm so awesome that people actually send me their fucking bikes. It's like those reviews on YouTube do so well because the people actually have the product in their hand and they're showing you how the product works and telling you whether it sucks or not, right? So the next thing is, I don't know, man, how to paint your bicycle, right? So take a bicycle, strip it all the way to fucking down to bare metal, right? And bring it all the way back, right? And do a whole video on how to paint your bicycle, right? How to put reflectors on wheels and shit like that, right? Do an entire video on putting and don't hold back. Don't give them some 5-minute tip like, oh, okay, I get these ones with special clips and that's it. No, do an entire 25-minute video showing how the fuck you put reflectors, why you bought the reflectors, blah, 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 right? Give them 100%, right? And none of that content will be inside your main content because you're how to ride a bike, right? So now that kind of sucked, right? So I'm going to give you a better one. So let's talk about gym guys, because that's a big one. So let's fuck up your circle, Sonny. All right, so how do we do it with gym buff dudes, okay? There's so much involved with how to work out, right? But we all know that the main thing is nutrition, okay? All right, so, well, then the fucking ass even. So it's nutrition, right? It's pretty much what you eat. And then the workout portion of it is probably like 15 to 20%. But 90% of what the fuck is going on with working out has to do with what, how, and when you eat, okay? So if that's the main portion of what you're doing, then everything else is clearly wide open, right? So what about the best supplements? What are the best supplements I can take? Do an entire fucking thing on how to take supplements, why to take supplements, which one are the best supplements, which ones suck. There's a couple of videos that I watched that were really cool on that, right? So the next one could be, you know, how to do all your back exercises, right? Like my back is fucking terrible, man. It hurts every day. How can I fix that? Don't come telling me one simple exercise. Okay, so if you have back problems, do this and do a 2-minute video. It sucks ass. Show me a 30-minute video and give me every exercise that you know that's totally the best for working out my back, right? For back pain. Doing that makes me really interested to find out what else you have going on in your course. Okay, and it's just true. Because you're speaking from a point of authority. You're speaking from a point of experience. And I realize that you're giving me tons of value, right? And that's where you're becoming my fiduciary. You actually give a fuck about my back pain. Well, fuck, I want to give this dude a call and maybe he'll do some Skype shit with me. That's exactly how I would figure that out, right? That's what I would think. Okay? So if you're serious about nutrition and that's why, people say it's fucking cliche, but, when you're doing this, if you're a social media marketing agency, you need to try to work with people that honestly believe in what the fuck they're doing, because that will show in their content. Okay? If you're doing this for yourself, which is what I hope you're doing, then I want you to do something that you're passionate about. A lot of you guys are like, well, damn, Sonny, I'm not really passionate about anything. Well, then you need to be an affiliate marketer, okay? But if you have something that you're passionate about, like, I don't know, repairing cars or some shit like that, or building fucking muscle motors or whatever, then you need to tear a fucking carburetor down from start to finish. Right? And rebuild the motherfucker back up right on the goddamn video, right? And the reason why I say that is because somebody's going to look at that and go, oh shit, this is awesome. I need to know how to build a carburetor, right? But then you're going to have a book with all your shit, or a DVD set with how you soup up your engine anyways. So you just don't fucking be scared to tell how you do one or two things in your book. That's bullshit. Give up an entire fucking class, several. Come up with content every day, man. Again, in the gym, the best supplements to take, the best back exercises, how to get oxygen to your muscles. And there's a million and one things I don't know, because I can only talk about marketing, right? Because that's my shit. Marketing and survival niches I can give you. But I can tell you for a fact that you need to give up as much information as you possibly can. Don't be stingy with your content. And the best thing I can tell you, though, is if you're going to be stingy at all, is to take off big chunks. If you can't figure out to be creative, is to take off nice pieces of pie. It's called splintering, and give those up for bait, right? But when you're content marketing, if you notice, people like Ryan Dice and other people that have blogs, they don't hold back on the content, man. They give you good, actionable shit, right? But then when they come up with a course, that might have been a splinter or a piece of what's in the entire course. And there's a whole bunch of other shit in there that they might not have blogged about or done a video about, right? And so that's what you want to do when you're doing content creation. You can do this with videos. You can do this with blogs. You can do this with Facebook posts. Just anything special that you do in your summer break.